On this episode of Band Banta, I catch up with Melbourne-based artist Owusu. Owusu is an independent artist who blends a variety of different sounds and genres to create something that is uniquely her own. Combining elements of electronic, indie pop, rock, dance, and more, she is creating her own sound in the alternative electronic pop space. She's also been traveling the country with her captivating live show, performing at BTV, showcasing at South by Southwest Sydney, and soon to be performing at Palais Theatre as part of the Next On initiative with Live Nation. During my chat with Jewel, we chat about the conception of her artistic project, her sonic influences, and how being born in Hong Kong, growing up in New Zealand, and then traveling the world has influenced her sound. We also dive into the importance of having initiatives to support emerging acts, such as the Next On initiative, which Jewel will be a part of on Friday the 12th of June performing at Palais Theatre. You're tuning into Band Banter, my name's Dakota Griffiths, and this is my chat with Jewel Owusu. So for people discovering your music for the first time, how would you describe the Jewel Owusu vibe?
I would say I make alternative pop, but lately I've been describing it as electronic indie pop, because I think that's an easier way to describe it.
Yeah.
And I would say like my sounds are like a mix of like playful but like kind of grungy noises, I'd say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would say that it's very like confessional pop as well.
Okay, awesome. So it sounds like definitely in the pop realm, but lots of different moving elements involved in your project.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And
Yes,
how did Jewel
definitely.
Owusu come about?
I know a lot of people can relate to this, but I started like recording music during COVID. It was kind of like a COVID project. And I started writing more songs during that time. And yeah, I guess I had a bit more time on my hands. So I decided to start putting some songs out there, and then kind of haven't stopped since then.
Yeah, I feel like COVID was a really good way for people to explore all these different like artistic outlets and things, because we were all locked away, like doing our own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. So you've lived all over the world, Hong Kong, New Zealand, and now you're in Melbourne. How have these different places helped shape your identity as an artist?
It's less about like, I guess, where I've lived, and more about like the change and like the ebb and flow and like meeting new people and like experiencing different things in all these places. I think that has more so influenced my sound rather than like the like places themselves.
Yeah.
I guess like I gravitate towards like electronic influence and electronic music, because I feel like when I'm like on the move and when everything feels fast paced, and when things are changing a lot, it feels like, I don't know, that kind of like electronic music like matches my mood.
Yeah.
And I'm like someone that's very like attracted to change, and I like not staying the same, and I like constant change. So I feel like that's why I gravitate towards that sound.
Yeah, very cool. So as you mentioned a little bit earlier, your music blends the electronic, the indie pop, dance, and you've also got a little bit of those rock influences as well. What draws you to creating songs that blend in so many genres rather than to just sticking to one?
Well, I guess like I feel like nowadays like genre is becoming like completely irrelevant, and I don't think there are many artists that are just like creating one sound. Like I feel like everyone's like just drawing from like lots and lots of influences. I've never been someone that's like, okay, like this is just like what I listen to and this is like what I want to make. I feel like I've always felt, what's the word? I've always like just been drawn to like so many different genres. So I'm like, they all like influence what I create. But I do feel like I have a signature sound now, and it just all feels like me. So I hopefully that comes across to like other people when they listen to my music.
No, absolutely. Well, I think it's like really interesting when you listen to a song and it's got all these like different influences that you can pick up, or it almost ends up, sounding like a signature sound, which brings me on to my next question. Your latest single, Blurry-eyed, do you think that this is a good example of your sound, like how you want to sound, or what you're going into, or is this kind of like a goodbye to your sound?
I would say Blurry-eyed is definitely a good introduction to like the like to my music, and I would say that a lot of the songs I'm making are in the same lane, so I'd say it is a good introduction. I feel like it does like blend all of my influences, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so that's a good sign. Anyone listening who hasn't listened to any Jewel Owusu songs or is, trying to find something new to listen to, Blurry-eyed is a good introduction for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. You just released a single. How did the track come together? Was it something you worked on for a little while? Was there something that influenced the creation of this song?
The song was written like quite a while ago now, so like it's quite an old song. And I made it with one of my friends, Aria Wood, in Sydney. And yeah, we just made it like from scratch in her like studio together. Like I had just finished a show like the night before, and I kind of like get a bit sad after shows. So we were like working on other songs, but I was like really in like my feels. And like reflecting on like what it means to be an artist, and like how many like like you can often experience burnout, and like I think after shows it's easy to like feel like very like emotionally tumultuous vibes, I guess, because I don't know, I just feel like it's a hard space to be in sometimes, performing and putting yourself out there. But yeah, I was really reflecting on those feelings, and that song was kind of born out of those feelings. Yeah, and like really questioning like why I do what I do, and like why I create. And yeah, the lyrics kind of came like pretty quickly when I was like in that headspace.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how that song was written.
They kind of just poured out while you're in the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was written a while ago. Why did now feel like the right time to release it?
Yeah, it was written a while ago. I think it felt like timely. I feel like I haven't released any of my own music this year. So like that type of like song with that type of meaning just felt like a good way to start off the year, as like a way to like encourage me to like keep going and like encourage others, because I feel like at the end of the year and at the start of the year, like for people in like creative careers, it's hard to like bring back that sense of motivation to like get back into it. And I think like people can often get into like slumps at the end of the year and at the start of the year. So I was like, this is the right song to release now, because I need to pull myself out of that slump as well.
Can hold yourself accountable as well by putting the song out. But yeah, definitely there is a creative slump at the start and end of the year, because I feel like middle of the year just gets so busy that by the end of it, you just want you time. But yeah, awesome. What a really nice way to start the year with your own music. So have you got much else planned? I mean, we'll get into it a little bit later, but while we're on the topic, have you got other songs, your own songs in the works?
Yeah, so there's a few other songs that I'll be releasing this year, and a project that I will probably talk about like later in the year. Yeah. But yeah, I have a few songs coming out soon, and there's one dropping next month around the same time as the next on show. So I think that will come out a few days after.
Very exciting. And then the next on people will get to hear it first, which lucky them. Will. You've spoken about feeling like how you exist in between cultures and sounds. How do you think these experiences come through in your songwriting?
Yeah, I write a lot about feeling isolated, and I think that's like a topic that I explore a lot in most of my songs, especially in my like previous like mixtape. There are a lot of songs about like feeling out of place, feeling isolated. So I think that like draws directly from all of those experiences, because yeah, I guess like when you feel kind of in the in between, it's very isolating, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. It's very like it's a very like common experience. So I think that's something that people like will hear when they listen to my music, and like if they can relate to it, I hope they feel seen and understood. Yeah,
awesome. And now, as an independent artist, it can be pretty hard to carve out a space for yourself, especially when you've got more of a unique sound. What are some challenges that you've faced?
Yeah, I think like exactly what you said, like carving out like a lane and a space, especially like in kind of the fringes, like I guess like alternative pop is still on the rise here in Australia.
Yeah,
I feel like there's not a lot of people that have been able to like break into the mainstream in this country in that genre, besides like maybe like Morat, TK Maidsa, but like very hard to think of like very many others. So I feel like it's hard when there's like not a lot of people to like look up to, and like, I mean, there's plenty of people to look up to, like, but I guess like there's just less of them and there's less being spotlighted, especially like artists of color, which is a shame, but I think we're like getting there. So I definitely say that is one of the challenges, but like on the other side of it, I think it can be like inspiring, because there's like so many like niche like circles, and like there's so many small artists that are like paving this new path and being able to like inspire others. And I find so many cool artists like Toy Shaw, who's opening the Next On show. And they're so underrated and like deserve so much more attention. But it's cool that I get to discover them at the same time as like hopefully everyone else.
Yes. Yeah, there is so much amazing music in Australia coming out in the pop space. It is disappointing that we don't get to hear it, you know, on mainstream radios, especially because a lot of these artists are at the levels of, you know, people that we get on commercial radio. So, you know, there are a lot of pop artists, and including yourself, but all over the country. Like WA has a really big pop scene, but they're not known for it. It's crazy. I guess while we're on the topic, are there any pop artists that you would like to shout out or that you've got your eye on?
Yeah. So obviously Toy Shaw, who I just mentioned. Alexia is awesome. I love Aria Wood, who is a collaborator and like just an amazing artist as well. I'd love to shout out those people. They're making really great pop music.
Amazing. Yeah, there's definitely no drought when it comes to pop music in Australia. You just have to know where to look, unfortunately.
Exactly.
But hopefully it won't be like that for too long. We need to get all the pop girlies and everyone up on the main stages for sure, which is why it is very exciting that you'll be performing at Palais Theatre as part of the Next On initiative. What does it mean to be recognised and a part of this program?
I'm so excited to be performing as a part of this program. I feel like it's just like such an important opportunity, because it is hard to get opportunities to perform in venues like that as a smaller artist. So I think being able to do that, and also like having Live Nation cover the costs, because like usually it wouldn't be accessible for like a smaller artist, as I was saying. That's just like very game changing. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's such an iconic venue, and to be able to not have to think about the financial constraints and putting on a show and being able to showcase to so many great industry people and to the public as well. I think it's such a great opportunity. How do you hope this opportunity will help to shape the next chapter of your career? Is there anything that you're wanting to get out of this performance?
The experience itself will just be like a really fun one. And sometimes I think you need like wins like that, like throughout your year, just to like propel you and give you like some momentum, like internally, to like keep moving and keep building and keep growing your show and like getting better as a performer as well. Like I've created like a new set for the show. So like,
exciting.
I think I'm just going to like keep building and like getting better at performing. So I think this is coming at a great time. That
sounds awesome. You performed at BTV one year. That's a huge. Is that
yes?
I did. You did. I remember seeing that pop up on my social feed, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, amazing!" So that's a big stage, but that's a festival crowd. Where now you're doing it at like on a concert crowd, and I feel like it's a good opportunity to kind of figure out. It'd be scary to be up on a big stage like that. I don't know how you guys do it.
Well, I feel like once again, like this is like a great opportunity, because like it gives you practice for like those bigger stages, and you know that's the goal. So and like once again, like smaller artists won't really get to play those stages very often, so it's just like that practice is like so needed. And and the fact that like people will be coming to see me, and I don't know, it's just cool.
It's very cool. And you have this like beautiful world you've created with Owusu, like your outfits and your accessories and all the press pics and everything like that are just these gorgeous, shimmery sort of like, I don't know, they just really embody the electronic pop and the sound. Do you have an outfit or like something picked out for the Palais Theatre show?
Actually, like one of my friends is like messaged me and she's like making like a custom fit for the show. So I'm so like I have no idea what she's putting together.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to see it and I just fully trust her. So yeah, I'll like tag her brand like
Oh, that's awesome.
in the posts once I post about it. So yeah, it's a bit of a surprise right now for me as well.
Yeah. Okay, well, very much looking forward to it. And it's great when emerging artists can support emerging artists in a different field with fashion and things like that. So for any young artists watching on the outside, what would you say about putting yourself forward for an opportunity like Next On?
Like anyone watching should absolutely like put themselves forward. There's nothing to lose and like so much to gain. So like you might as well, you miss every like shot you don't take or whatever the quote is. So yeah, I think absolutely like put yourself forward for anything that you can and put yourself forward for this opportunity too.
Thank you so much for catching up with me, Jewel. I hope you have an amazing time at Palais Theatre. If you're from Melbourne, make sure you go and head along to that show. It's on Friday, the 12th of June. And it sounds like we're going to have to keep an ear out for some new songs for the rest of the year, which is very exciting.
Right on first floor, all my hopes caving in. I never thought they would. Is this the way